Hello everyone, welcome to this Educational Foundation and Administration course code 605 group work presentation. So today we are going to introduce and talk about management and educational management. And here is a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. We'll think of management, we'll discuss or describe who a manager is. We'll see how important management is in an organization. We'll characterize management. We'll look at educational management, the theories surrounding educational management, the functions of educational management. Then we'll also characterize educational management. We'll look at types of management and then our references. So the best way to think of management is to think of management as that life-giving organ of every organization. It is also important to note that management is a social function and it helps in shaping society and culture. And the most salient feature, that is the feature that sticks out the most in management, is the management of human resources. And all the management of human resources and the management of material resources are all geared towards attaining certain objectives. Can you imagine for a second what the absence of management in any organization would do to the success of that organization? This leads us to how important management is in an organization. And the importance are many, but we'll dwell on a few. And management helps us in achieving organizational and group goals. Management helps us in improving efficiency. A good manager, of course, reduces costs and improves the productivity of any organization. Manager creates a dynamic organization. Management brings prosperity to both employer and employee. It helps in developing a society and it brings harmony in the workplace.
Characteristics of management. There are many characteristics of management. Some of the characteristics of management are: it is a process of maintaining a quality environment. It is a branch of knowledge or discipline of taking work from others. It involves the process of planning, formulating objectives, organizing of tasks, motivating and encouraging workers. It is an art of taking work from other persons. What is educational management? Educational management refers to the administration of the educational system, which a group combines human and material resources for supervise, plan, strategize, and implementing structures to execute an educational system. We cannot talk of educational management without mentioning educational institution, educational policy, and human resources. G. Terry and G.B. Thomas agree that educational management is the theory and practice of the organization and administration of existing educational establishment and system. What is education? What are the beliefs or theories that guide educational management? Some of the theories that guide educational management are: formal model. Formal model assumes that the structure of an organization is hierarchical. Collegial model. Collegial model assumptions are policy determined and formulations. Political model. political model assumes educational policies and decisions stemmed from complicated bargaining and negotiation. Cultural model are beliefs, norms, customs, values, attitudes, and traditions are considered as central to organizations.
Functions of educational management. The first one is forecasting. It is a systematic assessment of future conditions by collecting all sorts of information from the present position of the system. The second is decision making. Guesswork, considered hasty decision should have no place in the educational management. We move to planning. It is a very important aspect of educational management. So decision making and planning is necessary because of the variable and uncertainties in the educational system or in the educational management system. We move to organization. Organization here is a combination of human effort, materials, equipment in a systematic and effective way to accomplish desired goal or result. The fifth point is control. The administrators must constantly check on these terms and their own performance. We move to cooperation, evaluation. Good measures are required to find out the reasons why it failed or succeeded. We move to recording and reporting. And then the last one is supervision. Supervision is important because it brings about continuous improvement in the instructional organization. Characteristics of educational management. The first characteristic is educational management is a science as well as art. It's a science because its principles are of universal application, and it is art because it depends on the personal skills of the manager. The second one, educational management is a dynamic function because characteristics of educational management. The first characteristic is educational management is a science as well as art. It's a science because its principles are of universal application, and it is art because it depends on the personal skills of the manager. The second one, educational management is a dynamic function because it has to be performed continuously. It's not like you manage today and forgo tomorrow. It's supposed to be continuous. Educational management is practicable. The process is distinct. Educational management is needed at all levels of the organization. Educational management is goal-oriented. Educational management is a major type of educational management. There are four major types of educational management. The first is the centralized and the decentralized educational management. This type of educational management refers to the centralization of power and the responsibility of educational administration, supervision and control. In the centralized educational management, power and responsibility are vested in one hand. Likewise, in the decentralized educational management, division and distribution of power, responsibilities, and duties of any type can make every program a successful one. We move to the second one, which is the external and the internal educational management. The external management of educational program refers to a person or element who are directly involved in its management. They are the community members, specialists, experts, parents, supervisors, and their first and foremost duty is to create a sound and suitable atmosphere and provide all sorts of resources and help in moral ground. Likewise, in the internal educational management, managers of any educational program are vested upon the person who actively and internally involved in the management of every educational program. The third type of educational management is the authoritarian and democratic educational management. In the authoritarian management, authority and control lies in one person or group of institutions. There is monopoly of power. In this type of educational management, every aspect of education is controlled by an individual. In the democratic principles, values, and ideas must be accepted. In the democratic management, there is equality, freedom, and the responsibilities are shared. The last one, which is the creative educational management. This holds that educational management should not be standardized. One size does not and should not fit all. Educational management should be a great springboard that helps all the people involved to learn. Here, innovation means tapping into individuals' member creative resources.